Greetings from Warsaw, where the NATO Summit has just started. Just before the leaders went in to have their long sessions, it was, surprisingly enough, a meeting between the EU, the leaders of the EU institutions, and the NATO Secretary General. And, surprisingly even further, they agreed that they would work together. Now, for outsiders, this should be the most normal thing in the world. Two institutions based in Brussels. Many members of the EU are many members of NATO and vice versa. But no, over the past 20 years, no cooperation whatsoever. Of course, on little things, and perhaps a bit of work in Kosovo and Bosnia, they sort of cooperated. But there was no formal cooperation because rivalry, turf wars, certain countries, and I will name them because I'm not a diplomat, Cyprus and Turkey, stopping kind of cooperation. Turkey is a member of NATO, but not a member of the EU. Cyprus is a member of the EU and not a member of NATO. And as we know, there's a territorial dispute between them, naturally over the northern Cyprus. So there were all these kind of things preventing cooperation. And what happened today? Finally, at least on paper, they've been jolted out of their comfort zones and their fiefdoms into cooperating. It's because of the Russia crisis, it's because of terrorism, it's because of the Islamic State, the so-called Islamic State, it's because of the war in Syria and the migration crisis. Finally, and don't forget Brexit, we finally realise we have to cooperate. In practice, it should mean sharing assets, sharing information and intelligence, learning how to work together in dealing with the information war which Russia has been promoting, how to deal with hybrid warfare, how to deal with cybersecurity, how to protect the infrastructures, the energy infrastructures, the water infrastructures of Europe. Essentially, as Donald Tusk said, he's the president of the European Council that represents the member states, this is about the EU and NATO protecting the liberal values, and we should pull together on this. So it's all, they have a timetable to cooperate, to break down the cultural differences, to learn how to share. It will take time, but come back in 2 years' time when another NATO summit will be held, and we shall then see how far this new cooperation between the EU and NATO has gone far.